Greetings, fellow dragon fruit growers. This is Paul, and today I'm going to talk about varieties that you want to grow in your collection so you'll get some early pollen and early flowers. Now, this is something similar to sugar dragon. You could see it was the first flower to open, and it also set fruit, so it's self-fertile. You can see I have another flower bud on this immature plant as well. Now, over here is Voodoo Child, which is also early to bloom. You can see I have several flower buds here. And another benefit is that this one is a great pollen source, and it's also self-fertile. You can see I have quite a few different flower buds here forming. Now, in addition, some of the Guatemalan varieties like to bloom early in the season. And you can see that I have G2 here, and it has several flower buds on the plant. Now, it's mixed with a Soul Kitchen White, which has not produced any flower buds yet, but I'm sure it will in time. You can see the G2 is off to a really great start this season. Now let me go show you what else I have making flower buds. Let's go check it out. Now the wrong Maria Rosa, Maria Fuchsia, is off to a great start as well. I tipped some branches, and you can see just how many flower buds it has. Quite a few here. It's off to a really great start. I like this variety a lot. It's a fuchsia-fleshed fruit. It's been a really vigorous grower for me. Now, some people get some red-fleshed varieties to produce, but for me, Caslao is always the first one of the first to produce flower buds. Now, it only has one on it so far, but once it gets a little hotter, I'll expect to see a lot more. Let's head up to another section of the yard and I'll show you some more. Now, this little flower bud is on Namibian orange. Not much is known about this variety, except for that it's been reported to produce a pink-fleshed fruit. So I'm really excited to try this one. Not much is known about it. I hear it requires cross-pollination. Now, another one that blooms early for me is Bruini. And this one is self-sterile as well, so you need to cross-pollinate it. So Sugar Dragon is a great companion to Bruini. So that way you could use the Sugar Dragon pollen, store it, and use it on these flower buds here that are just coming in to maturity. You can see this one. Love the color on Bruini. Now we have some more flower buds coming in. Let's go check them out. And I've already had a condor bloom as well. I'll show you that in a minute. Now, my Dark Star was not doing so well this season, at the end of the season, into the winter, but it has a flower bud. This is probably one of my favorite tasting fruits. That's Matt's Landscape Dark Star. I also am getting my first flower buds on Paul's Laverne Pink, so that's what this one is. You can see it there. And it's just really happy, doing great this season. I have a bunch of flower buds over here coming in. And I've reorganized and I have some very old plants now as well. I'll talk about those in the future. Now this is Houghton, and you can see it has quite a few flower buds on this old mature branch. And this is Sugar Dragon's parent, one of the parents. Now speaking of Sugar Dragon, I have a bunch of flower buds here. Even down low on the stem and up high. Some more here. And Neon is showing off as well. So here's a Neon. Several flower buds, even down here in the branches. Now there's two more in this section I really want to show you. Well, actually three. Here's G1. So my friend Leo's G1. Just potted this yesterday, believe it or not. and I was able to save some of these flower buds. Now here's a special one. This is Paul Thompson's number 7. I've moved this plant and I have not repotted it yet, and it definitely has a large flower bud that should open in probably a day or two. Now look at this over here. This is probably the thing I'm most excited to talk about today. And this is Paul Thompson's 6S. And look at that. So I'm really excited to see, is this indeed Halley's Comet that was renamed? Or is it something else? But this one, Paul Thompson lost in a frost, but not before he gave it to a few of his friends in the California rare fruit grower community. So this is 6S. And then here's one of my chic hybrids as well. Look at how beautiful they are. So here's Leo's Condor. It's definitely one of the early varieties to produce flowers. You can see here I had 2 the past few nights, and I cross-pollinated them with that frozen sugar dragon pollen. Now there's also several more flower buds here on these cuttings, these mature cuttings. Now I have one up here that I'm really excited about. This is Luke Vlieraker. It's an Ocamponus from Leo's collection. And it's reported to make a very dark magenta flesh fruit. It's really a beautiful plant, some type of Ocamponus from the Puerto Vallarta area. So Luke Vlieraker. Now I also have a few more here. Let's see. Danny's Pride of Fallbrook. This is his mother plant that I dug up and brought home earlier this season. And there you go, look at that. Now, this plant's very unique, and I believe it's the real Pride of Fallbrook because the owner of Elk Creek Dragon Fruit that named it said it was like a Nicaraguan that produced a Guatemalan fruit. And that's exactly what this plant does here. I have a few more. Let's check them out. Wanted to share today. Here is Natural Mystic. So one of the early bloomers here in the collection. Natural Mystic. And here's another one I'm very excited about. And this is 4S. So if you look here, there's a little flower bud here. Hopefully you can see that. And there's actually a bigger one right here. So this is Paul Thompson's 4S. I'm really, really excited to see how this fruit turns out. It's reported to be almost pale pink, almost kind of like Maria Rosa. So the whitest colored flesh of his series, his seedling series. So Paul Thompson's 4S. All right, there's probably a few more in the yard, but I think that's good. So give us a like and a subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day. Take care.